Hello! So my new webcam arrived and yeah, hopefully this will be a lot easier to edit and maybe better picture quality. I'm not too sure though because I'm running on really old Windows system. I'm still on XP so things like HD have struggled a little bit on my computer, but hopefully this will be an improvement. Okay, today's video is a New Year's resolution, am I saying that right, video tag, and I was tagged by the lovely Victoria Harris, thank you, and I will link down below to her channel and I think you should all go check it out. She does just lovely videos and is just adorable, so please go watch her. Okay, so I'm going to start. Number 1, a series you plan to read. Right, well I don't actually read book series as such, so I'm going to change this a little bit and be like an author I plan to read this year, and that is James Baldwin. Now if you saw my last video about my Christmas haul, I spoke a bit about these books already, and I'm really looking forward to trying this author and hopefully I'll love him as much as everyone else seems to. Number 2, a series I plan to finish. Again, same problem as the first, so I'm going to change this again a little bit. This isn't a series as such, more of just sort of a collection of sort of 3 stories. Now I've read the first one, and that's Dante's Inferno, a really lovely standalone edition of Inferno, but I've never read the next 2 stories, Purgatorio and Paradiso. And I've been wanting to read that for ages, and I found this the other day in the charity shop for 50p, so very pleased, and I probably will be reading this in the next few months. Third question, a book or series that I've been putting off reading year after year but finally read, and that's Mikhail Bergolov's The White Guard. Now the reason I've been putting this off is a bit of a strange one. It's not because I think it'll be a difficult read or anything like that, but this is the last book of his that I have to read. I've read all his other works and he is one of my favourite Russian authors. I just don't want there to be no more books of his to read, so I've kind of been putting this one off because it's nice to know that I still have one left, but I really should read it, and this year I will. A book or series I plan to reread. Now, if you've watched the videos on my channel, you've definitely had me mention this book before, and that is George Orwell's 1984. Now this is one of my all-time favourite books, and one of my favourite authors as well. And I read this book, it's got to be about 6 years ago now when I first read it, so I'd like just to reread it. I think it's been long enough now for it to be sort of forgotten enough of the little details to reread again. I also plan to get a different edition of this. This edition actually doesn't belong to me, but what I want to do is buy the Penguin Orange edition where they have like the blacked out title and author. I just think that's quite clever how they've done that, and I think that will sort of spur me on to reread it as well if it's a new book. So, a genre which I'd like to read more of, and that is poetry and memoir. I don't often read poetry unless it's of the kind of epic kind, and like Greek and Roman poetry, but when it comes to just your sort of classic normal poetry, I've always sort of shied away from it, and I think that's because of school put me off a little bit. The anthology we had to learn for GCSEs and all that, I really didn't enjoy it, and I always found poetry, I didn't connect with it very well, and just, I don't know, it didn't feel like it was for me. But I think now I'm a bit older, or a lot older, I think it's time to give it a go. And memoirs, after reading Travels with Charlie by John Steinbeck, that definitely just made me want to read more of that kind of thing, especially like travel memoirs. I find that quite interesting. And then at the end of last year I read Simone de Beauvoir's Memoirs of a Dutiful Daughter, and absolutely adore this and want to read much more of her memoirs. I've already got a few sort of waiting to be read, and I'm reading at the moment a celebrity biography, what normally I wouldn't go anywhere near, but this is a comedian, Joe Brand, who I love, so I thought I'd give that a go, but I think I'm going to stick more to the actual memoir rather than biography from now on. So yeah, that's that question answered. And number 7, one of my non-bookish resolutions. I don't really do resolutions because I'm rubbish at them and always forget to do them, or have, I'm not the sort of person who's like, right, I'm going to the gym or I'm going to give up chocolate, because I'm not doing that. But I think this year's resolution is to see my friends more often. It's been a really tough time lately and they have been amazing and I need them more in my life. So see friends more often and just do nice fun things when I can. Okay, well that was the 7 questions. I tag anyone who hasn't done a resolution video yet, because I think most of you probably have already because it's already quite late into the month. But if you haven't, please do this. And thanks again to Victoria Harris for tagging me, and till next time.